This is a story of Vanessa Elle Wilde. She is the founder and director of O-Improv, an organization which helps entrepreneurs and women in general with self confidence, creativity, collaboration, and self expression. And she uses improvisation to achieve that. So, Vanessa, the pandemic must have affected how you regularly do business.
It has. So, first, thanks for having me on, Nan. It's always great to talk to you. And absolutely, the pandemic, the situation has impacted me in a number of ways. Number one, I am immune compromised. So, I'm on isolation day 14. And I have to be honest with you, I'm actually enjoying it. I was going at such a fast pace and doing a lot of driving. I live in San Diego. So, driving around to clients, meetings, all these different activities. And I was getting to a point where I was spinning out a little bit. And what I'm appreciating about the situation is just the slow pace. I have not spent money on gas. I haven't been driving as much, obviously. And so for that reason, I feel like there's a huge opportunity and a blessing in this situation, which is slow down, right? It's asked me to slow down, to focus on the things that were really important to me, and not just the things that I thought were important, but to reevaluate what is actually important to me. I've had a lot of time going, what was I doing driving all over the place? And where was I really going? And was I really accomplishing anything? And was I fulfilled and happy? And I love my work. As much as I love it, I found a lot of time to be distracted and to be doing things that weren't actually serving me, my business, or my clients. So with a business like mine, which is teaching improv for personal and professional development, uh, I've come to rely on my work in the physical, right? We pick up a lot in body language, whether it's my mindset reset class or the improv class. And so the second this happened, it was, oh my gosh, how am I going to bring improv to Zoom? So, but I did. I mean, immediately, the very second I decided to go into self-isolation, I jumped online and I put up my first virtual improv class. And not only am I doing virtual improv classes now, I've decided to start a YouTube channel. So throughout my life, I've had some very difficult, challenging situations throughout my life. This might be one of them, but there's plenty of other ones before that. But humor was always my go-to for coping. And the second this happened, the first thing I did was switch to online classes. And then was the second to start my YouTube channel, which is The Wild Show. And every night I'm telling whoever wants to listen a joke in order to make them laugh and to boost their immune system, to create community and engagement and have fun. But it's really, I thought it was interesting that that was my first or my second pivot, was start your channel, start your show right now, create engagement through humor and having fun together. And that has been so much fun to do. That being said, I know that a lot of folks are scared about what's going on, and some industries don't translate to the digital world so easily. There are still huge opportunities here for so many folks to pivot quickly, and to not, if you're not continuing what you're doing in person, then to switch into something different. And I have to be honest, it takes a lot of courage to be willing to look at what else you can do, right? What else is possible for you? And I think that's the biggest opportunity here, is so many of us are just driving, right? Going back and forth to all these appointments and all these things that our calendars get cluttered with, but we're being forced to slow down and not just continue, but to reassess, like, what was I doing? Do I want to continue that? Was it fun? Was it engaging? Was it cool? Did I enjoy it? Was I actually making money? Was I being effective or impactful in the ways that I really want to be? And I think it's just an incredible opportunity if people can look at it that way. You'll see like a completely different world open up for you. So For me, I'm managing by switching my classes again online, my YouTube channel. There's a lot of my coaching clients now, they're always online, but those coaching clients will be going into other online programs that I'll be teaching that are not improv based, but are mindset based. So I like to say that I work with folks on mood, mindset, and immune system. So using humor and self-awareness to upgrade and up level in all three areas.
So are there any other changes you've made to your life?
The changes to my life that I've made are really focusing in on myself and my family, reprioritizing those interactions. I talk to my son every day now. So aside from, I'm on Zoom calls probably 7 or 8 times a day right now. So that's the biggest change. I'm not going to the grocery store. I've ordered everything online. I had my first doctor appointment yesterday online. So that was really cool. It was great to not have to go to the doctor, right? We just did like almost an hour session, and she was from home also. So that was really cool. So those are some of the biggest changes. All of my clients, everybody has just switched over to Zoom. Everybody's downloaded Zoom now. So I am fully online, everything I'm doing, family reunions, conversations with my son, virtual improv classes, coaching clients, grocery shopping is all online, medical appointments are online. So this is where I am, and I'm fine to stay here and support anybody who needs to have a little bit of help in adjusting their mindset that this is the way it is for right now, and we'll see what happens afterwards.
Give the name of your website and your YouTube channel.
Thank you. Yes, it's my website is O-Improv.com, and that is my training company. Then my YouTube channel is thewildshow.com. So I have an evening segment that is called Vanessa's Happy Minute. The morning segment up that will be coming up is called the Mindset Minute. And we'll just toggle back and forth between some of the serious mindset, uplifting messages and ways to become more self-aware during a time like this. And then in the evening, you get to kick back, relax, and laugh with me.
I am really curious about how in the world you do a doctor's appointment over the phone or online.
It was so cool. So my medical, the community I work with is Scripps, or that I go to. So there's apps that you have to download, and they work with a program called Video Connect, which I think the whole medical community is using for their virtual appointments. And because I didn't need any physical, I don't have anything broken, I just have not felt well. We went through my history in depth. We went through some blood work that I had previously. She did order labs for me, so I do need to go in to get labs. But we just talked in depth about how I was feeling and what I was eating and what I was doing and what I thought might be the cause of it. Some of it's stress. So it was the most comprehensive medical appointment I've ever had. Way better than anything I experienced in person ever.
That's really interesting. Are you finding what you want when you grocery shop online? Because I found they're out of everything online too. Amazon, Costco, Fry's, Walmart. Where are you going?
I eat a pretty basic diet, which is rice and vegetables. I make a lot of like soups, Indian type soups that are simple, high protein, and really delicious with a little butter and lemon. So I'm really basic, and I could have a cupboard of like 5 things and be fine. Even though I love cooking and I love food, I can scale it way back. Right now I'm having trouble on Whole Foods. I'm ordering my fresh veggies and there's no delivery time. So I'm a little frustrated there. I may have a friend help me out because I can go to the grocery store, but I really would prefer not to. I am I'm in coronavirus free zone here. So I'm hoping that someone can either go for me or a window will open up for delivery at Whole Foods. But I don't know. I managed to send my son groceries up in San Francisco on Whole Foods, and that was awesome. I sent him a whole bag of food, but I can't get any here, so I don't know what's going on.
Do they have delivery?
Yeah, so Whole Foods has a delivery program where they'll deliver to your house. And if you want it, I think the options are attended or unattended, meaning you can be home or not home, and they'll give you like a window of delivery. Um, some setting might be off in my Amazon account. So you just go and you do it through Amazon and you shop through Whole Foods. And again, I got it. My son's up in San Bruno. He got his right away. It was no problem. But in San Diego, I'm having trouble getting my order. I'm not really sure. I think I have a setting. Maybe they don't know what Whole Foods to go to. So I'm not really sure yet.
What about pickup? Do they have pickup times that you can pick up groceries?
Oh, that's a great question. I didn't even think about that. I will call them and find out. I did ask Jimbo's, that our local grocer here in San Diego, who I love, and they're like, we don't have time for that. And I get it. They're super busy. They're a smaller, incredible store, but he was like, oh, sorry. So I thought, oh, it was worth trying and asking.
Well, here's another tip. Our local fries does have an option where you can pick up food, but you go online and you have to schedule your time that you're going to pick it up. Every day I went on. No, it's no time available, no day available. They go out 3 days in advance. So I thought, oh man, I'm never going to find this. You know what I did?
What did you do?
Smoke detector went off in the middle of the night. And when my smoke detector went off, I was up anyway. So I found that just after midnight, they add the next day. So if you can set your alarm and do it like at 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, you're much more likely to be able to get a day to pick up your groceries.
That's a great idea. I will try that tonight. If I can't schedule something today and after I make a couple calls, I will definitely look that up, because I'm like, I need broccoli. Like, that's my sustenance. I can't go. And I have this dream of making this incredible celery soup. I need some cashew milk and celery. Hello. So I'm hoping to get through in the next day or so. Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions that you can think of that would be helpful for people? I mean, what if this goes for, let's say, 18 months? That's what I heard yesterday, that it's possible it will go to 18 months. I can't believe that, and how we're going to survive as a society economically if that happens. But any long-term period, any ideas of what people can do?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And I think it's really something that's on all of our minds. When I talk about really going like inward and thinking, what opportunity is here for you to explore, to not be afraid of that, and try not to be afraid of the change. Life is changing. And what we resist, right? If we get really anxious and stressed about the change that's being called of us, that's going to lower our immune system. It's going to distract us. It's going to keep us in a state of not being, when your brain goes into that freeze mode, you can't go into problem solving mode at the same time. So really trying to find ways to decrease stress in the most clear way without drugs or alcohol, because those things will just kind of cloud our mind, cloud our ability to think forward. And just to not be afraid. If you've always wanted to go back to school, this is the time to go back to school, right? We have time. If you've always wanted to start a YouTube channel or start a podcast, this is the time. In terms of making money, what can you offer right now that is a service to folks that they're willing to pay for, whether it's coaching, writing, blogging? There's so many different things that people can do. Maybe someone has always wanted to do websites. Maybe now is the perfect time to start practicing and then offer that service, or go into graphic design and teach yourself how to do some of these things. It just, I know to say there's exciting opportunities here. It's a weird way to say it considering all of the stress, but I think there are some really exciting opportunities for us to think about things differently, right? Most of us have been stressed out, running here and there, back and forth, all these things to do. Your to-do list is just overwhelming. We're really being given an opportunity to say, what else could my life look like and be like? And that's where I'm at. And that's my best advice, is to say, what else can your life look like? What else can you do? What other talents haven't you developed? What other interests can you pursue? Even though it's online, we can do this. Like, imagine if we didn't have tech, that would be awful, but we have tech. So let's just dive in and play and explore and get curious about what else is possible for us and our society. What else is possible? There's so much we haven't even considered, and now we're really being forced to look at it. So the more open-minded and open-hearted we can go into this, the better for you, for me, for everyone.
Well, thank you so much for giving us your thoughts. We really appreciate it. If you would like to know more about Vanessa, she was a guest on our Trailblazers Impact podcast, and you can hear her whole story there. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you for having me.